Castle Farmers Market, created in 1954, was little more than a parking lot where farmers and pickup trucks gathered to sell their homegrown produce. Through the years, they have faced hardships such as fires and decay. However, they have always managed to bounce back and continue to be successful. Today, the market is comprised of over 70 individual owner-operated shops, ranging in diversity from Delaware produce vendors to Philadelphia pretzel shops to international grocery stands and much more. Shoppers can come to this one-stop shop to complete their whole to-do list at one location. They can go to the dollar store, purchase a bike for their child, get family portraits, pick up a few things from the hardware store, buy fresh cut flowers, get a makeover including a haircut and some new clothes, and end the day with a nice meal at any type of restaurant they can think of. In addition to the indoor vendors, there is also a variety of outdoor vendors. As soon as the sun rises, the outdoor flea market begins. There's no telling what a consumer may stumble upon. Some vendors specialize in certain vintage items such as watches, bicycles, and video games, while others offer a free-for-all. Otherwise known as boxes full of random items, most of them almost worthless, but there is a potential to find a long-lost treasure. Included in this vast array of stands is a new Pennsylvania Dutch section offering fresh Lancaster County meats, baked goods, produce, and other fresh products. We spoke with the owner of the Pantry of Lancaster County, one of the Pennsylvania Dutch vendors dedicated to sweets and spices, and a few other odds and ends. She explained to us how to use bee pollen and what makes raw honey different from grocery store honey.
There's a lot of good things about bee pollen. There's also something called royal jelly, which comes in a very, very small jar. It's very, very concentrated, and it's what the worker bees feed to who they decide is going to be the queen bee. And there's so much in that royal jelly, so many nutrients. This is a little bit like that, but not quite as potent. Pollen is the male seed of a flower, and it actually contains all the nutrients that humans need. So like it's all packed in here. The way a lot of people use it is they might put it in a smoothie. That's probably the best way to use it because it's not like it tastes like honey. It's not sweet and delicious. It has a little bit of a bitter taste to it. But 1 teaspoon of bee pollen takes a worker bee 8 hours a day for a whole month to make. So if I had 1 little teaspoon of bee pollen, it would have taken that bee 8 hours a day for a month to make that. That's like a lot of work, but all kinds of good stuff in it. It's richer in proteins than any animal source. So it has more amino acids than beef, than eggs, cheese, of equal weight. So it is like packed with good things for you. So this is something that we should all be having. The other thing is raw honey, which is really, really good. It hasn't been heated or filtered. And this is orange blossom, which has a wonderful, just light, sweet taste, and it's very, very good. Honey is really good for us if you get good honey.
This vendor sells out of the bee pollen and raw honey products fairly quickly due to the growing popularity of these products. They are both thought to be highly nutritious food sources that are also natural. As their popularity continues to grow, so will the presence of these foods in the everyday diets of Americans. We then moved on to J&J Goodhart Produce, another Pennsylvania Dutch vendor. This vendor sells a variety of different produce, all homegrown and fresh. Here we learned about how to prepare an acorn squash.
Yeah, this is an acorn squash. It's great roasted with salt and pepper. You can treat it like a potato and mash it. You can even slice it and grill it.
As a sweet option, you can prepare an acorn squash like you would apples for an apple pie. By dicing the squash and mixing it with apple pie filling, the squash will take on these flavors and become a sweet and healthier apple pie alternative. The Newcastle Farmers Market prides itself in having knowledgeable merchants bringing customers uncommon values and personal service every weekend. Recently, the market was voted Best in Delaware by Delaware Today magazine. You can visit the Newcastle Farmers Market year-round Friday and Saturday from 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. or Sundays from 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. It is truly a modern-day treasure hunt.